Ever notice how the British royal family operates like clockwork when it comes to damage control? Just when a damaging story breaks, suddenly there's a perfectly timed positive headline to sweep the negativity under the palace carpet. It's almost as if they have a playbook for public relations disasters, and frankly, it's becoming so predictable that even the most casual royal watchers can spot the pattern from miles away. Welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, hosted by Adrian. Today we're diving deep into yet another classic example of royal spin doctoring that's so obvious it would make even the most seasoned PR professionals cringe with embarrassment. Members of the royal family are just very predictable. Every single time you see a negative story about them, especially one that has been written by the UK media, soon after you'll see something positive, which is obviously being forced to the public. And this happens mostly when it's about Kate, William, Charles, or Camilla. And it's just a pity because nowadays people obviously know their strategies. They know that for these people it's just about PR. Everything they do is just for damage control. I'm saying this because there has been this very damaging article about Prince William in the Mirror saying Prince William insists to be addressed by one title and nothing else. This was an article written by Bridget Brown and she had a lot to say, and soon after the royal family decided to do something which I'm going to show you. As the Bible reminds us in Proverbs 16:18, pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. How fitting when we consider what's being revealed about William's behaviour behind palace doors. In one part she wrote, according to Ian Pelham Turner, it's not just Harry who is on the wrong side of the stick. William is being aggressive with staff and insistent on being called Sir, with the former royal photographer saying there's something going on with William. So they're now saying that Prince William is also aggressive and only wants to be referred to as Sir. Well, why am I not surprised? They even revealed how they had the chance to get on Zoom with Mr. Pelham Turner, who was commissioned to work at the palace, overlapping with both Princess Diana and the then Prince Charles. Pelham Turner went from photography to television and still has his finger on the pulse of the royal family. And this is what he had to say about Prince William in what was actually titled Claims about Prince William. Turner said when William is out and about at royal engagements, he comes across as a softie, but behind closed doors, it sounds like he's hardened. The royal commentator said, now for me, we hear a lot more now that more and more allegations, and that's all that you can say about William, are coming out. He even added that it's coming out that his staff find him at times very aggressive, and he knows one of his supporters for his housing charity, a volunteer, who was telling him that William is constantly on him all day, all night, saying, how much money have we made, how much have we made? In addition to being aggressive, Pelham Turner says William's temperament has changed. In his 20s and 30s he was easygoing, but now that he is in his 40s and has his eye on the throne, he is much more formal, insisting people address him as Sir versus using his first name. Even quoting from what they hear, there's been a substantial change in William. In the past, when Harry was around, and they were in their 20s and their 30s, they could always be addressed as William and Harry, and now he doesn't allow that. He wants to be addressed as Sir. As Jesus taught us in Matthew 23:12, for those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. The irony is palpable when we see someone demanding respect through titles rather than earning it through character. Well, that is actually very telling. So Prince William now feels like he needs people to respect him more, and now he's forcing literally everyone to refer to him as Sir. Well, I think William suits him better, honestly. And the funny part is what's revealed about William's obsession with his housing charity. He's always on this volunteer who works on his housing charity, constantly asking him how much money they have made. Now that is actually very concerning. Like, what is wrong with Prince William? Why does he care so much about how much the charity has made? Or is it because these people steal from their own charities? It was revealed in that Channel 4 documentary that King Charles and Prince William actually take from their own charities, and they do a whole lot of shady things. So maybe this is yet another way of Prince William taking from his own charity. But it's just disturbing that he keeps doing this, and if this is not confirmation of Prince William being a bully, then I don't know what is. That is why I keep telling you, and as many people have told you, they keep projecting everything that they do onto Harry and Meghan. They say that the Sussexes are the ones who are bullies, but you can see that it is Prince William and his father who are actually bullies. They are the ones who treat their staff as if they are lesser people. Staff members say he's aggressive. Well, I'm not surprised at all by these things that are being revealed about Prince William, and it's so obvious that he's always putting on a facade whenever he is in public. He looks like this calm person, very tolerant. But then it seems like behind closed doors, Prince William is this person who literally throws things around, doesn't want people to address him by his name, just wants people to address him as Sir. As Ecclesiastes 10:20 warns us, "Do not revile the king even in your thoughts, or curse the rich in your bedroom, because a bird in the sky may carry your words, and a bird on the wing may report what you say." Yet here we are, with former palace insiders speaking out about what really happens behind closed doors. The great Maya Angelou once said, "The question is, what is Prince William really showing us about his character?" And this story obviously didn't look good for members of the royal family. That is why they decided to do damage control. So this is what happened. This story about Prince William came out today, very early on today, and then just a few hours later, this emotional poll came out once again, and it is the 5th poll from YouGov just this year alone to show us once again how Prince William is the most popular royal. Like, is this actually a coincidence? Of course not. I believe these people are doing this deliberately to cover up for that negative story that was released about Prince William, the bad things that were said about William. So YouGov went on to release this poll, and you can see that Prince William is the one taking the lead, followed by Kate, followed by Princess Anne, then the royal family in general, then King Charles, and then they put Prince Andrew at the bottom, followed by Meghan. We obviously know that this is a big fat lie. They are just doing this deliberately to make William look like he is actually loved, when in reality this man isn't. Like, did you see the way people didn't show up to his Order of the Garter ceremony? Literally, the number of people who were on the streets were countable. Yet this is the same man who is said to be popular. I beg to differ. And how about the UK media? They barely talk about this man. You can literally count the number of times they talk about him, but for Harry and Meghan, they talk about them every single day. Obviously, people weren't buying this story at all. For example, someone commented saying, "Fake poll, yeah, this is definitely a fake poll." And then someone else, "This is clearly bollocks. William is the Prince of Pegging and Kate a racist bullying thug." Yeah, once again, these two, there's no way they can be at the top, especially after the way they have been on holiday for I don't know how long. The Brits have been complaining, and all they say is they want Harry back. So how is it that they now appear at the top? It doesn't make sense at all. Then someone else was like, "Waste of taxpayers' money." Yeah, right, this is a total waste of taxpayers' money. And then someone else called it the freeloader charts. Yeah, this is the freeloader charts. People who do nothing but just take and take from the public. And let me read you the last comment from this YouGov post. "The UK media present Harry and Meghan as no longer members of the working royal family, and their reports are routinely negative and critical. But you think that despite that media negativity, it is reasonable to include them in polling. If so, perhaps add a note denoting UK media bias. Every single time they keep saying how the Sussexes aren't working members of the royal family. But then when it comes to talking about them, they will do that every single day. And then also rank them in these emotional polls to make people think that the Sussexes truly aren't loved by the public." The renowned author James Baldwin once observed, "The British public is increasingly facing the reality of how manipulated their media landscape truly is. Honestly, it is a pity. And I'm sure this is yet another time for Prince William to beat his chest together with his wife and say, 'Look, we are the popular ones, while Harry and Meghan are less popular.' This is so fake, and I don't think anyone even falls for this anymore. I believe they should try something better. The old playbook of crisis management through manufactured polling and strategic media placement is becoming increasingly transparent to the public. What do you think about this latest example of royal PR machinery in action. Are you buying these convenient polls, or do you see through the smoke and mirrors like so many others? Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next episode of Meghan and Harry Tales. Have a wonderful and amazing time. Until next time, this has been Adrian reminding you to always question what you're being told, especially when the timing seems just a little too convenient. Remember to subscribe to Meghan and Harry Tales for more uncensored coverage of the royal family's behind-the-scenes machinations and the truth they don't want you to see.